mayor.
Hey y'all, if you are new, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. This is Saving Stuff with Stephanie, where we are saving for future goals. We're cash stuffing to maintain financial discipline, all in hopes to become debt-free ASAP. And speaking of debt, we are going to do my debt update for December 2024. And I'm going to give you guys a little story time as to how I did find the budgeting community. So if that is a video that you think you'd be interested in, stick around and stay tuned. All right, y'all, welcome back. And I was looking at my debt update video for November. In the video, I did say I was going to give you guys kind of like a story time behind how I was able to find the budgeting community. So I am going to do like a little story. I don't know how long it's going to be. I will put on the screen where we'll actually start the tracking of the debt if you didn't want to sit through the story time. But yeah, basically one day, it was around November 2023. I was on TikTok. I was just scrolling through TikTok. And I'm going to try to make this as short as possible because it is a long story. But I was scrolling through TikTok and I came across this video where this girl was watching a podcast. And the podcast was of this couple. This couple were in financial turmoil. And I remember him saying that he was basically putting real estate on credit cards. Not only was he putting real estate on credit cards, he had about 50 or 60 authorized users on his credit card accounts. And I'm sitting in there like, there is no way. There's no way. That can't be possible. So she's recording, the podcast because she's also in disbelief. And then I see the moderator of the podcast is Ramit Sethi. Now, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's done a few Netflix, documentaries. He's the author of I Can Teach You to Be Rich, or I can't think if that's the exact title. But he has a podcast. I didn't know he had a podcast. I've watched the, shows that he's done on Netflix, and they've always been very interesting. He's, basically a financial guru. So he was talking to them, and the young lady, she was crying, and I was like, oh my God, it was just, drama filled. So, me being me, I'm kind of nosy. So I was like, I want to watch it because, on TikTok, you only get a couple seconds of the video. So she basically tells us it's on a podcast. If you want to go watch the rest, it's on YouTube. So I go to YouTube, I search it up. Ramit really does have a podcast. So I go find the video. There's a part 1 and a part 2. I watch them both. I get hooked on the podcast, and I'm binge watching the podcast at this point. So Ramit is basically, talking to different couples about their finances. They're going over, fixed expenses. They're going over net worth, all these things that, we don't normally just talk about on an everyday basis. But, some couples were doing pretty well and some were not. But he was giving them all information on what they needed to do to make their financial situation better. So one day, he basically let us know, the people watching, that there were a lot of resources available to us even, that we could, plug in our numbers. It was called the Conscious Spending Plan, or, CSP. That's what he called it. So I don't know, one day just being intrigued by all of the episodes, because I said I binge watched and I do believe I watched every episode. I was like, I want to see where my numbers are, just to see where they are. So I go pull up the CSP. I download it onto my phone. I'm, putting in the numbers. And according to Ramit, your fixed expenses is supposed to be 50 to 60%. My fixed expenses, y'all, was in the 90s. Yes. So I was like, well, no wonder I'm walking around feeling like, I don't have any money, because I don't. My money is being tied up with bills. So, he basically went through the process with all the couples. The first thing you need to do, you need to lower your fixed expenses. How do you do that? Take a look at the bills that you're paying. See if you can lower them. So what I did, called phone company, got a different phone company. Called my internet provider. Check to see if they had a promotion to lower that. Contact your insurance provider. car insurance, whatever. See if they have anything that you can bundle where you can get a discount. Just basically call places, ask for promotions, anything that would help manage or bring down the cost of the bill. So you can kind of, reel in some of the money that you are shelling out. So I did that first, and I did get a nice amount of, savings going. But then I recalculated after I, changed phone services, got a different promotion with my internet, did a little finagling with my car insurance, got it down a little bit, but it was still like an 80%, still not down enough. So I was like, well, what else can I do? Like, I've done that. I've plugged in the numbers. I've called. What else can I do? He said if you still are having, upward of 70 to 80% or more in fixed expenses, it could be because you are drowning in debt. So take a look at how much you're paying out in debt every month. So I had 3 credit cards and I had a student loan. So I was really paying a lot of money toward debt. So I was like, okay, well, what can I do with all this debt? Like, what do I do? What's a plan? I don't really know what to do. So y'all know, whenever you go to YouTube and you type in the word debt in the search bar, who is the first person to come up? Dave Ramsey. Exactly. So I type in debt, Dave Ramsey's videos populate. Now, I've heard of Dave Ramsey before because when I was younger, I just remember him being like the investment guy. But, that was a long time ago. And being a girl from Mississippi, investing back then was unheard of, But I knew his name. I had heard his name before, but here he is on my TV about to tell me how to get out of debt. So I started watching Dave Ramsey's podcast. I'm watching the debt-free screams. I'm watching people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're paying off their homes. They're paying off student loans and medical bills and credit cards. And I'm like, wow, I'm literally sitting watching this in tears. Just like, how does it feel to, have all of those things just released? But there was a method to it. The method was the 7 baby steps. And being in this community, I know everybody knows this story. Y'all probably did the same thing I did. But, that's the rabbit hole I went down. So I was like, okay, we're going to do the 7 baby steps. We're going to save my 1K. And then once we save my 1K, I'm going to go ahead and start, we're going to come up with a plan, the snowball method, of course, and we're going to pay off this debt. So I did that. But Dave Ramsey was like, in order for you to do this, you have to know how to budget. And I was like, okay, how you do that? So then he was like, we have this app and all this. And I really, I'm a pen paper type of girl. I want to write things. If I can write or type or, physically do it with my hands, I'll remember it better. I think I ingest it better, I guess. So I was like, okay, there's an app, but I don't want to do that. I want to write it down. So also on YouTube, when you type in anything about budgeting, guess who comes up? Budget Treasures. Yes, everybody in this community, I'm pretty sure you know who Budget Treasures is. I was watching her one day and I related to her story. She's also a single mom. She's a homeowner. She had one job and some side hustles. I've watched her fail. I've watched her cry. I have watched her celebrate. She was just a regular person to me, just trying her best to get, debt paid off and get on her feet. And I related to that. So I started to watch her videos, try to see, how do I go about this budgeting thing? I'm sorry if I'm making this long. But once I got into, okay, this is how you budget. This is how, this is the format. This is what we do. Then she was like, okay, I also cash stuff. So I'm like, well, what is that? So what you do is basically you give yourself a budget, and then basically whatever you budget, you get cash for it to keep you from using your debit card or credit cards. Because, when you use your debit card or credit card, there's a psychology to it. Like you hand them your card or you slide the card, but you get it right back. So it doesn't really feel like, nothing's being taken from you. Whereas when you hand them cash, they either don't give you anything back, so you feel the loss, or they give you back less than what you hand them. I don't know why, but it works. So I was like, cash stuffing. Okay, I need the cash stuff. She said you need to get these binders and these envelopes, and I'm on Amazon. Okay, binders, envelopes, let's get it. So then I started watching cash stuffing videos. And then Daisy Budgets popped up. And when I tell y'all, she made cash stuffing look so appealing. I mean, I got that it was a method and it was a strategy, but she made the method and the strategy look fun. She made it look, like I want to do that. or I want that kind of binder. So I didn't, go into it getting all of the things at first, but now I had a plan, and now I had content creators and people that I could, look to and watch. So that's kind of how all of this got started. That's how I went down the rabbit hole of finding the budgeting community. So here I am, 10 months into the process. So I did start my debt-free journey after I saved my 1K, and that was in February. It took me a month to save $1,000, but after I saved it, I started, the snowball method. When I did start, I did have 4 creditors. I had a Capital One card, a Amex card, a Discover, and my student loans were with Navient at the time. The amount I had in debt was $24,722. I will always remember that number because I have said it so many times. And at the time, that number was a very big number for me. I am a single mom. I don't have any additional incomes coming in, no assistance, anything like that. So $24,000, almost $25,000 in debt was, it was major for me. So when I started, with the process, I knew my Capital One would be the first debt to, we're going to start snowballing. So when I did change all of my fixed expenses to where I could like shave off a little here and there, the amount that I was able to save by changing things, that's how I found the amount to put toward that Capital One card to get that kind of paid down. Then once my Capital One card was paid down, the amount that I was paying toward that card, which was $350, I snowballed that into Amex. Now, Discover was supposed to be the second debt, but because of the amount of interest I was paying with my Amex, I was literally paying $200 a month, but it was only going down like $50. So to me, I'm literally throwing away $150 every month, and I just didn't like how that felt. So I just changed it. I'm still snowballing the money from one debt to another. It's just I'm not doing the snowball method where I'm paying off the next smallest balance. I'm paying off the card that has the next highest interest rate, which was Amex. So the debts that I have left over are my Amex card, my Discover card, and my Navient. So this is the last month of 2024, and we're going to go over this to see where we ended off in 2024. Okay, so Navient is the one we're going to start with. I hope y'all can see that, and if not, I'll try to put some things on the screen so you can see it a little better. When I first started the process in February 2024, my Navient balance was $10,803. As of November 2024, Navient was at $9,756. This particular debt has a 2.9 or 3% interest rate, and my minimum payment every month is $130. So of course, I paid $130. And now this debt is down to $9,654. Wow. Yeah, I have a cat, and he is very like clingy. Like he's literally right behind me, like trying to get up here. I'm sorry, can't get up here. Okay. So where we are basically with my student loans is we still have $9,654 to pay. So, I mean, that's pretty good. We're actually seeing more of a difference than we had been in the past. That's about $102. Yeah, based on the last time. So we haven't been able to color anything in here, but we're at $9,654. So we finally can color a little bit on this chart. So I would say, since 9,723 is 10%, I would say we might be at 11. So I'm going to do it right there. Not too much. But again, this is a debt I'm just paying minimum payments on. So $130. And we are at 9,654. When I start over for the new year, I'm going to, of course, take some alcohol and wipe all this away, and we'll start fresh for 2025. But of course, all these numbers will remain the same so we can track them upward. Okay, so the next debt that I am working on is my Discover card. When I first started, my Discover card balance was at $4,902. Let's see, my interest rate for that card is 17.2%, and the minimum payment for that card is $100. So I pay $100 every month. Okay, so right now my Discover card is sitting at $4,580. So it did go down a little, but not too much. Okay, and let's see, can we color? No, we still wait, yes we can. Yes we can. We can color a little bit more. 4,580. This one right here is 4,656. So we can color a little bit. We can do like a little sliver. We might be at maybe 7%. So we'll just do that. And I can't wait to get to this card, y'all. I cannot wait. Okay, so we'll key in the numbers here, 100, and we're at 4580. Okay, so this is the Snowball debt. This is my Amex card. The balance on that card when I first started was $5,972. The amount that I pay on a regular basis, or since I have paid off Capital One, is $550. But this month I paid a little more. I paid $320.89. Then I paid $443, and then I paid an additional $80. So the total amount that I have paid toward Amex for the month of December is $843. And I always round up, so let's just say $844 instead of $8. I don't like the change. So $844. That's how much I paid toward Amex. So right now, my Amex card, and please remember, I pay interest on all of this. My Amex card is sitting at $1,837. Okay, so that is a lot. Every time I see that number, though, I know I have that and I want to pay it, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to, because then, you know, they'll catch me slipping out here and I ain't got time. So I'm gonna follow through with the plan, but I'm so ready to get this card paid off, y'all. If y'all go back and watch my debt update videos, this is the one I complained about the most because of the interest rate. But it is down to $1,837, so I am thankful for that. All right, so let's check and see how much I have paid toward debt for the month of December. So $843.89. Let's just put $844 plus $100 plus $130. So for the month of December, I paid $1,074 in debt. And of course, it's not include my mortgage, but just consumer debt, $1,074. All right, what I am going to do, I was going to calculate the amount that I paid versus the amount that it's been paid down since I started the process. But I think I'm going to save that for my year update. I will be on this journey a year as of the end of February. So at the end of February, when I do a debt update, we'll look at all of the numbers to see, you know, how much I actually paid and then how much, you know, we did get paid down. But yeah, you guys, I think that's it. Let's look and see what we can color on this tracker, though, because that's the exciting part. Hold on, let me put in this. So right here, we paid $844, and we're at $1,837. Yeah, we can color some. Look at this. So 70% is $1,724. And 65 is 2,116. So I would say we're probably at like 79%. No, 69%. Yeah. Okay, so let's color here. Let's do it here. All right. Yep, 69%. So we only have about 31% more to pay. and we will be done with Amex. Again, y'all know my goal is to have Amex paid off by February, if not before then. And I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to try very hard to try to get this debt knocked down. All right. And then, like I said, I think I said in a previous video, once we do pay off Amex, I will probably let you guys know how this card got to almost, well, a little bit over $6,000 in January. All right, you guys, that does conclude this video. If you did make it to the end of the video and you have yet to subscribe, but you did enjoy it, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash the notification bell so you are notified when I upload another video. And I just want to say thank you all so much, all of my new subscribers. Y'all, when I say y'all ran it up, y'all ran it up. I think I got 100 new subscribers in 3 days. That has never happened to me. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who has shared my video, everybody who has liked, commented, everybody that has interacted with my channel at all in the last 5 days. I don't know what y'all did, but y'all did. Y'all a big one. Because I'm watching the numbers go up, and it's just amazing to watch. And I'm thankful that people enjoy my content in the way that they do. So thank y'all so much. Again, if you have yet to subscribe but you enjoy it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can watch me on this journey, because this right here, we're going to get this done. All right? All right, y'all. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.